Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive into this article here. So going all the way back to January 18th of this year, we've seen Russia and Iran eye up trade using cryptocurrencies to avoid dollars and sanctions. This is this year. This has been a trend that I've been heavily focused on because I do believe that crypto is at the center point for this new financial system that is rising. Now within this, they did talk a little bit about the sanctions and how it pushed them to utilize different opportunities, especially around settlement. They utilize more so stablecoins, I think, that they were talking about. They were also discussing the possibility of developing a stablecoin backed by gold reserves, which really got everyone talking a little bit about what they were going to do next. But from that, we also seen recently this year, June, actually, of 2023, Russia to trial digital asset settlements in foreign trade. And this was very interesting as well. And we do see Bank of Russia plans to pilot cross-border payments using digital assets and central bank digital currencies, according to a deputy governor. Very interesting. And why is this so interesting? Why is this so big? Well, first off, this is all discussing tokenization around CBDCs, like for example, the digital ruble, and tokens issued by Russian companies together with foreign partners will be used during the pilot. Very interesting. So they are preparing to utilize cross-border payments with digital assets, including cryptocurrencies. And I think that we all understand a currency out there that has been essentially designed for cross-border payments. Could it be XRP? We have no idea. But also, they were talking about foreign trade settlements, FX trade settlements. The FX market is very large. We're going to get to that here in a second in this video. But I also want to talk to you guys a little bit about this regarding the fact that, yes, we do know that BRICS has officially abandoned the US dollar around trade opportunities. We do see BRICS to officially abandon the US dollar for trade settlements. And they are moving away from this. And again, like this is all around FX settlements, trade opportunities, things like that. We know that change is in the air. I did include this in a video earlier today. But also, June 7th of this year, Russia's Rosbank to start using crypto for cross-border payments. Again, all of this at the same exact time of the BRICS summit meeting. The world is so clear to me at this point that one, we are seeing a big push towards, crypto, DLT, just digitization itself. The entire world around you will be digitized. I've talked about this many times in the past. And also, remember, going all the way back to 2022, we've seen Sberbank gets license from Russian central bank to issue exchange digital assets. The approval comes a short while after the Bank of Russia had advocated for a full ban on the trading and mining of cryptocurrency. Notice the date here? Yeah, that's when we invoked sanctions on Russia, right around the same time. Now, they did update this in 2023, and I'm pretty sure that they were just really kind of including a few things happening around the market. There's not much to it, but either way, they advocated for a ban and then instantly moved towards crypto. And I do think that the sanctions really kind of helped them, accelerate this push. But what's interesting about this is that XRP Owl, IOV Owl over on Twitter, made a video back in 2022, I'm pretty sure, where he was talking about Russia. He was talking about Russia with Ripple. Here is a document. It's a PDF document. It's from 2020. Where you see foreign and Russian experience of blockchain digitization by central banks, financial and technology companies. Now, this is very interesting because, listen, the biggest thing around the space right now is Russia and, BRICS pretty much just in general using XRP. Now, nobody really has any proof of this. We don't have anything confirming this at all. But what we do have is confirmation that Ripple and XRP was trialed in Russia. In this document, we do see down here, let me zoom in. We do see in the first half of 2018, the Bank of Russia's Novosibirsk Innovative Laboratory conducted research on testing the possibility of cross-border settlements using the Ripple platform. Now, mind you, this is one of the toolkit projects based on the mechanisms of the blockchain technology, which was the Bank of Russia project on the cross-border transfers implementation. Mind you, this is the Central Bank of Russia. All right, now this is with their innovative laboratory that conducted this research. And we do see the system technology assumed that the settlement participants had special accounts opened in national payment systems and addresses in the Ripple network. Reflection of operations in national payment systems could be performed both after each transfer and at the end of the trading day or at certain intervals. Based on the research results, it was concluded that the Ripple platform can be considered as the basis for starting work on creating a system of cross-border settlements, provided that the following organizational, legal, and technical issues are resolved. Check this out. Use for XRP transfers or equivalents of fiat currencies issued by each participant, the national bank. Determination of a mechanism for reconciling balances between the accounts of Ripple participants and the national payment system. Use of embedded cryptographic solutions on the Ripple network. Development of a procedure for determining cross rates for the internal currency. Love how they put currency in quotation marks there. Of Ripple XRP when deciding to use XRP in interstate settlements. Maintaining correspondence directories between the addresses of the accounts of Ripple network participants and the accounts of the banks they serve in national payment systems. Then we do see down here as well, in case of using fiat currency equivalents in cross-border transfers, it is necessary to take into account sources of information on proposals for the purchase, sale of currencies, determination of cross-currency exchange rates, the impact on organizational of market makers, source availability, and market maker liquidity for each of the currencies used. But this is definitely interesting considering the fact that they are looking into this, and they have been looking into this quite a bit. Now, they do also mention Ethereum within this document as well. For an example, down here, we do see the most significant Russian project based on the use of blockchain technology is the Masterchain decentralized network of exchange and storage information. The Masterchain platform is a Russian national network based on blockchain technology designed to transfer digital assets and information about them between users. Now, of course, the source code of the platform to develop Ethereum decentralized services. That's what this is based upon. Now, with that in mind, don't let that distract you from the fact that they did trial Ripple and XRP. They had a lot of things to look at here as well. And the main part of this was determining cross rates for internal currency of Ripple XRP when deciding to use it for interstate settlements. This is a very significant document because, one, for the first time in this entire space, we got confirmation that Russia did trial utilizing Ripple and XRP. Now, does this mean that they will utilize it today, tomorrow, next week, or are they even using it right now? No. Remember that this is all a trial, but it is still very, very bullish that they already did trial this, because now we see them pushing on towards a digitized system. Now, also, I did see Black Swan Capitalist post this on Twitter. Mind you, please take this with a grain of salt because this is talking more so about the price of XRP and how it will reach the thousands. Listen closely to this.
I can imagine in the next 5 years, instead of us doing sterling against the dollar or sterling against yen and doing these kinds of transactions, we'll do sterling versus Ripple. And the reason being, dollar right now is a 2-day settlement. With something like Ripple, you could do settlement in seconds. And I think that there's a future there where the guy that's trading spot FX today will be trading spot FX against Ripple in the future, in the next 2 or 3 years. So I think that Ripple has a great future because it's right now supported by all the banks and by all the regulators.
And it has an elastic monetary base, right?
So well, if we take that and you go to the blockchain ledger, if you take that concept that you're discussing, I have no problem with it. I agree with it. But you're talking about money. You're talking about transaction, medium of exchange. There has to be something behind it, and that's where I'm going to pull this conversation back to gold. There has to be some sort of reserve asset. The problem with fiat currencies right now is that they can print as much as they want.
Now, of course, this video is talking more so about the FX market. They're talking about utilizing XRP within the FX market. And we do see in this video, they're saying XRP will be at the center of the new financial system. Now, I do think that it's a little bit questionable talking a little bit about the price of XRP. Because again, there's a lot of things to really kind of take into accountability, especially time, right? Like how long will it take for XRP to get to these prices? But first, we would want to see the typical prices being broke, meaning the all-time high, $10, $100, you name it. It's going to take some time, though, for a lot of that to be realized in, and we have no idea if it's going to happen, right? Price predictions are like anything. You could throw it out there. I could say tomorrow that XRP is going to $10,000, and I can give you guys a whole bunch of information, really kind of relaying that thought process. The problem is time, though, right? Because we don't know for certain what's going to happen. We have all the trials, we have all the tests and things like that have happened, but guess what? We still don't know what is going to fully take place once this new financial system is in place. But I've talked about it, and I do believe that XRP is a pillar within this new system. But does that mean that XRP's price will reach $1,000? We have no idea. But I will say this. David Schwartz did mention that XRP is an asset that can be used for settlement. It's kind of like gold, which they did mention at the end there, talking about how there needs to be an asset out there, a reserve asset or currency. Again, I don't think that we need a reserve currency, and I'll talk to you guys about that here in a second. But it's kind of like gold that can instantly teleport around the world. It does actually move value, and there's nothing to settle afterwards. Which this is a big statement. And again, this video is all talking about FX markets. Now, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the FX markets, but I also want to talk about this tweet here for myself, which I did say, how do I envision what's coming? Every single major nation will have their own currency. CBDCs will be this currency. Every single bank will tokenize their reserves. They might even have their own token, i.e. JPM coin. The world is going to be dominated by digital monies. Anything and everything of value will eventually be tokenized in time. The biggest thing about the global financial system is that we are moving towards a world that is not dominated by a currency controlled by one entity. Decentralization on a global scale is 100% needed. The US dollar has been a great example of why we should not have a reserve currency. The interesting thing about CBDCs is that they will eliminate the need for a reserve currency, but would 100% demand a decentralized bridge currency. Many believe this bridge currency will be XRP or even XLM, which could very well be pegged back to the FX market, meaning you could trade euros in XRP and vice versa, which you could technically do right now, but it's not so much in terms of like the FX market where you are you're utilizing XRP as a medium of exchange, if you will, within the FX market. Due to many documents out there, I believe there is a significant change coming where the world will be dominated by DLNs, distributed ledger networks. Whether or not it's XRP, XLM, etc., the world is changing. Everyone needs to realize that blockchain and DLT is fundamental to that change coming. The biggest thing to do is diversify into utility giants in this space and be patient enough to realize the vision. And again, with XRP, we're kind of rolling the dice. We're saying, okay, well, with all this documentation, with all of this information, I believe that XRP will be utilized within this new financial system as a decentralized bridge currency. Okay, I've been rolling the dice with it. And the thing is that with all the information that I've gone over, with everything that I've read, there is no doubt in my mind that XRP will be a significant piece of the global puzzle. But again, all focus is definitely on the FX market, because if we do look at the FX market, could XRP be worth thousands of dollars if it does tackle this market? And the answer really is, it all depends on the demand, right? Because we do know that Ripple's on-demand liquidity represents 90% of the $6 trillion FX market daily. Now, this is a daily market that's worth $7.5 trillion, actually. It's not worth $6 trillion. It's worth $7.5 trillion per day. We know this from the BIS. Now, we already know that from an interview with Ripple's Navin Gupta, he said that Ripple is working with NYU, Abu Dhabi on a cluster of startups. A UAE devs are building on XRP Ledger, Notes People, and Lulu Money. and then on-demand liquidity in 40 payout markets, representing 90% of $6 trillion daily FX market, which is $7.5 trillion. Now, the thing is that it is being used in 40 markets that represents around 90% of the FX market that sees a daily volume of roughly 7.5 trillion. But why isn't the price of XRP going up then? It's because, and to simply put it, XRP is not being utilized at scale yet. On-demand liquidity, it does use XRP, but a lot of these nations are not using on-demand liquidity heavily enough, and they might not even be channeling XRP. You got to remember that they could utilize RippleNet, which does undercut the traditional system greatly, meaning they do see the efficiencies that we talk about a lot with faster payments, cheaper payments as well, things like that. But with XRP, when you combine it with RippleNet, you get 60% plus savings, and the efficiencies are much greater, which means it's a no-brainer move to utilize XRP. But why aren't they using it yet? And it's ultimately simply because there's still a lot of regulatory concern, even with the recent SEC decision. But does that mean that XRP won't have any major price targets set on it in the short term? No, absolutely not. In fact, I've talked about this many times in the past. I do believe that XRP will be significantly higher in value, especially in the coming months. And as we do look at this space today, we know that there's a lot of trials going on. There's a lot of things happening around these big nations, especially the BRICS, right? All focused on the BRICS right now. All of this is happening at a significant time, especially going even back to 2022, right? Like 2022 up to now, the last 2 years essentially have been very big for digital assets, DLT, blockchain. And don't let your focus get away from you. Now more than ever before, XRP is one of the most bullish assets in the space. I understand that XRP is not trading at, $1, $2, $3, $10. But I want you guys to realize that that is only because we are still in a Bitcoin-driven market. We are not in a utility-driven market yet. Be patient. With that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out, guys.